Hey guys, welcome back for the last game of the day. Fat Chunk Assemble versus Thurst. The question is, can Chunks go 4-0?
It's looking like they might. I mean, they've
They've
been
got a good shot.
incredible. They're riding high right now. They're not missing combos. Aurora's playing like a god. I love Aurora.
Aurora
I'm
is
such a fanboy.
It's just because he's so good at what he does, and that's so cool to see. Yanis immediately banned away.
I like it. Fat Chunks don't really have to utilize this, and while Heroin does have an amazing Janus, there's no reason to let them get it. They're going to ban away Nuwa as well. Option back to Fat Chunks.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Chronos ban, so hitting Osmos right in the God pool. Thirst.
The entire God Pool.
His new wall was honestly fine.
And they banned it.
Well, there's his God pool.
And there's Ra. So Osmos officially has no gods. We might see Chalk.
I mean, there
Maybe.
are like standard soloing gods. He's a rank player, so he's got to know
Right.
how to play your standards, your Chak, your Zhongli, whatever's meta right
Wait.
now. Geb first picked.
Are you serious?
I don't think Thirst have gotten the memo on Geb.
Okay, so Surcat is available here, which is kind of crazy to me. And Wolfie's gonna lock in Thor.
So Isis Thor actually has some kind of crazy synergy.
You're
because
right.
you've got the wall to keep people in that circle of protection. The Berserker Barrage charges up very quickly. So
Plus Tectonic Rift is Spirit Bolt, guarantees it.
exactly. So I think there's a lot going for this double pick. I just think they gave up the wrong Geb.
They shouldn't have let Geb through. Surcat was still available. Vulcan gets locked in for 6
Sure.
damage. And with Geb, that's scary. Now, I'm looking at Thirst. Bro Chacho has one answer. There is currently one answer before the patch to Geb, and that's Garakan.
Right.
Double stuns, rip the shield off. He can keep up. He's not slowed. The knockback doesn't stop the one. He can keep people slow with tremors. He can lock Geb in. He can lock the team in. Lock in Rama, force him to ult. Lock in Vulcan. The issue is that nobody in the SPL, no one in the Wildcards has put time into Cabrakan yet.
Until we see Europe. Durgius is actually a Diamond Cabrakan.
Yes, he is.
So hopefully tomorrow, but today, I think, you're right. It's the time investment. He is so different.
Yeah.
It's this sort of god where your support has to learn it and your team has to learn how to play with it.
Right.
And, well,
They banned out Ares, so there goes Bro Chacho's God Pool as well. I mean, he plays Geb and Ares, so that's going to be a little bit rough. On the right side, it looks like they're going to hover onto Zhang Kui.
yeah, so Zhang Kui is a solo winner that you can't really go wrong with. I
Right.
mean, he's good in lane, he's got self-sustain, he's good in team fights, strong when he rotates, but doesn't necessarily have to early on. I think that's fine, but then we're going to see the Najah.
I like Nasha.
I like Najah too.
I think we're
don't believe in
underestimating.
Najah.
I think we're underestimating.
Okay.
You know, for a long time, we weren't picking him because Sash ult doesn't work.
It doesn't.
At 5 minutes, Sash ult just gets turned off.
Yep.
It just doesn't work anymore. People will beads it every time. But there are counterplays to be made, and even though it was nerfed, we are severely underestimating that ring damage. That thing is nuts.
It is nuts. It gives you it's penetration or reduction that stacks up. It gives you a lot of movement speed, so that's very nice. And you can because of Sash ult, you can just pop beads all day. You just
Exactly.
sash in and walk away. It's hilarious. And honestly,
It's like Blink Hun bots. You blink in,
Very
and
true.
you just watch them pop beads, and you're like, you said
Gotcha.
I was going to ult. Wukong gets locked in for Bro Chacho. I like this pick.
yeah, I mean, definitely something I think we'll see more of with the next patch coming out and the buffs to the Magic Cudgel, but I think it's playable in support right now. I don't want to say viable, but if that's what you're comfortable on instead of Athena,
I don't like Athena.
sure, but probably still more of a mainstay than Sun Wukong.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely. To me, though, she's not. You have to use that ultimate properly.
Yeah, you do.
It has to be 100%, use it on cooldown, rotate around the map, and we're not seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some synergy with Isis with the % damage reduction, but let's head into the
wow.
game. And on the order side is going to be Fat Chunk Assemble, Cyclone Spin, Unique, Heroin, Samshrew, and Aurora. Currently 3-0 in the wild card. Can they get the fourth?
You know, when we look at this, Chunks have a big advantage here because going in, if they were to go in as second seed, which could have happened if 5 a.m. was still available,
Sure.
they would have went up against Snipe. They're not very good against Snipe.
Well, especially because the Chunks are friends with Kiki, so if anyone understands them, I feel like it is Snipe.
Exactly. But they're going to take first seed now, which puts them up against Team Dignitas, a team they do well against.
Yeah, they have done very well against Team Dignitas in the past. I believe they were the 4th team to defeat Dignitas in that first week and really just sort of locked in, well, actually forced really Dignitas into that 9-0 recovery that somehow happened. But anyway, on the left-hand side, some warding is 5 from Thurst, which is always good to see. Just better safe than sorry, but
Jeez, That is 150 gold worth of wards around the map. A really strange ward. They put it at the speed buff, but it doesn't cover the option to blue. A little bit strange to see that ward placed that way. But left side, they have a lot of coverage on both sides. You know, making sure no invades can happen, making sure no junglers are going to rotate through too early. As minions spawn, you're going to see groupings here. It looks like not too much craziness will go on, though the chunks are going to try to make a play. Wait, Sam Shrusilla.
Yeah, I mean, he does that. El Brochacho and Aurora. Who's going to get the hog? Nice knockout from
Brochacho.
I think he gets it. Now Aurora will be in a lot of trouble with the slows from the pulse. Now it has worn off.
Ooh.
But the final auto attack from Jaco will secure the kill. First blood over to the Thurst at the 22-second mark.
A cute 365 gold added to the pocket. Jaco looking strong right away, but that is Geb. I mean, Geb is going to do well regardless. And honestly, Freya is not the character that really shuts Geb down. Freya is a character that has, I think, more trouble with Geb than almost any other hunter because she doesn't have that sustainable damage. Once Pulse is on cooldown, there's no way to punish him.
Yeah, Geb is very, very good at helping people live through short durations of damage,
right,
which is exactly what Freya is. Now, it's a short duration of very high damage.
Very high.
But it's still a short duration, so with that CC and with that shield, you can definitely keep people alive. In the middle lane, we didn't really talk about this matchup, but Isis versus Vulcan, definitely an unconventional matchup.
Yes.
I think it goes to Isis, but not as well as she usually does in that middle lane.
Honestly, it definitely is going to go well for her if Herwin keeps walking into Spirit Balls for no reason. Because that's what he just did. Took a whole bunch of damage. Gets the turret on the ground. He has control. Jaco has actually taken a lot of damage here. And you can see Herwin is really not too threatened. Right side, we're actually going to see a rotation come out. Unique rotating back through the map. And there's no ward coverage to stop him here. It looks like he's just going to farm up, give some solo experience to Cyclone Spin, who is bringing Rama over to this lane. I think this is smart. Not a bad matchup, honestly, but might have a little bit of clear trouble against Zhang Kui going into like level 7, level 8.
It could, but he's also going to do a really good job with his sustained damage, just keeping the pressure onto Zhang Kui, who against mages can often juke and stay alive, and against Cyclone, he's just going to keep firing those auto attacks. Now, red buff is being cleared by the mid and the jungler of Thurst. Speed buff from Chunks the same way. Great jungle splits and very efficient. The standard.
So I'm looking at Unique here for the build. I mean, it's very important. Nasha is very build dependent. Your first 4 items are pretty simple. Bumba's Mask, Boots, Jotun's Deathbringer. He's one of the very few gods in the game that cannot change his build.
Right.
If you are forced into defense, if you are forced into a different item, you will fall behind and you will lose. Guaranteed.
Do you think you can accelerate it and put the Deathbringer before the Jones?
Yes, if you're very far ahead, but then you're relying on your ult. Your ring damage is going to take a big hit. It's all about landing that ult, but if you do, man, God help you.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with Cyclone Spin's build. And, you know, if anyone...
No, Unique, not Cyclone Spin.
Oh, sorry, Unique's build. Cyclone Spin was the last team, or the last player on the scene playing a job. But
yes,
yeah,
that's right.
Unique's build. And red buff will be going to mid laner Herwin right now. Is sitting at level 5 with Vulcan. And Thor, right near the Gold Fury, wants to find a gank.
Wolfie is waiting. He's spending a lot of farm time, and I think this is one of the weaknesses in Wolfie. Always looking for kills. Wolf, it's not time for that. Mid camps are about to come up. You gotta rotate. The jungler's already putting himself in position on the enemy side, and you just spent the last 30 seconds sitting at Gold Fury hoping, and the hoping might come to fruition. It looks like Samshrew might be on blast here.
Yeah, Samshrew will get cleansed, but it's not going to be enough for him to not take that much damage. Double tap will connect, and with Valkyrie's discretion, it will be the kill. Wubba just able to get in range. It has been range reduced with the last patch, but it's still very good.
That's true. Left side camp going to go away immediately. No Hand of the Gods used there. Right side, you're going to see Cyclone Spin has already rotated over. Here comes the ring as well. Will he have it? It's carded. Exercise going to steal one. And looks like one shot will go to Osmos. Osmos could be in some trouble here. Immediately using Recall Demons. And Unique there, not using his ultimate for what looked to me like no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, Unique is just going to back off there. Feels like he wants to save it. Now still lurking in the middle lane. Jaco or El Brochacho even could be in a little bit of trouble. You can combo Najah's ultimate with that Earth Shaker from Vulcan if you know the timing, and that's actually pretty hard.
So right there, Unique, it looks like he's trying to do the beads bait. Does he not know about how they don't have beads yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't elect to go in, but he's just going to be able to back off, and this is going to keep Chunks a little bit slower right now. Thurst has control, and they'll probably have it for another 2 or 3 minutes, given that failed gank from Unique is ultimately used defensively.
Oh, Unique is in some trouble here. He has 1,730 gold, recognizes this, and stops his back. Still needs 100 before he can buy boots. He can't afford to go back until he can finish that 100 gold. It would be such a detriment. Rotating over towards the right side, it looks like the camp's up. He'll get it. Expect Unique to back here. Boots will be online, but that's going to put dangerous situation and dangerous pressure onto Cyclone Spin. Should Wolfie recognize or even attempt to commit towards the blue buff, Unique could be in a lot of trouble, but doesn't look like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, Unique's just going to pop over here and get the shared experience and gold. For those who don't know, you get roughly 150% experience from sharing, and with the help of Bumbas, it's roughly 150% gold as well. So very beneficial, and that's why I see pretty much every jungle camp shared at a high competitive level.
That's right. It's not a flat 100 or 50%. It actually goes down to 2/3. Nice double stun coming out. For some reason, Aurora not committing to this. We're going to see Jaco Malfoy rotate back in. I really thought we were going to see a play here. It's going to be up to Unique to help him with this camp on the left side. Samsher doing a good job so far with Scylla. Did get caught once, but it was a 3-man rotation. Mid lane, more pressure.
Yeah, and it's just El Brochacho and Jaco holding their ground in the middle lane. Herwin doing a very nice job with the poke, is leveling his backfire first, which is important to notice. Vulcan, one of those characters where there's a little bit of option there, but backfire, I think, is the mainstay. We see some turret levelers, but it's a little unique.
My issue here, I'm looking at the solo lane, is that Osmos is throwing the card and immediately using Exorcism.
Yeah.
You cannot do that at level 7, level 8. You must let it tick 3 to 4 times before going to it. Otherwise, you will not clear the wave. He's taking extra damage right there, not getting 2 sets of stacks off either. Overall, he's just wasting mana. Luckily, he has blue buff. It's not going to hurt him, but if he continues down this path, it's going to hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, and just not clearing the wave itself is a little bit of trouble. Now, rotating in the jungle is Jaco. Will pick up his red buff as Unique is in the jungle getting his speed. Everyone has their ultimates up except for Aurora, which should be a little bit soon, 19 seconds. And with 11 mid camps, we very well could see a fight. Thurst is doing a great job with zone.
Unique's going in. Looking for some damage here. Again, not using his ultimate. I don't know what he's trying to bait here, considering, again, Jaco has not built beads. Nice circle of protection is going to back them out. Aurora will take some damage. No one has gone for right camps as we're seeing some damage come through. There's Thor. Aurora could be in some trouble. Good. Again, gets the double stun and Heroin with the pickup. Great job right there.
Now, El Brochacho up in the air, as is, well, pretty much everyone. Cyclone's been coming down very low on health and likely will fall to one last ghost under that inner tower. Now, the turret from Vulcan zoning out just a little bit. Osmo's trying to see if he can get anything else, but it looks like it's just going to be the end of that engagement. Thurst gets 1 kill. Fat Chunks get 2.
Heroin could be in some trouble, though. Osmos putting a lot of damage forth. Aurora's 1 hit. He's going to get taken down there. There's nowhere for him to run. They find a kill there, sure, but Heroin was able to pick up 2. But even so, Thurst is up right now 4-2, and you can see the goal reflecting that by only about 300. This, to me, is Wolfie. He spent so much time looking for that kill on Samshrew that I think he lost more farm than the kill was actually worth.
Yeah, he definitely did lose a fair amount of farm there, just not really sharing with his mid laner as much as he could have. But now in the middle lane, Heroin very low, and Wolfie will find a kill again. Currently sitting at 1-1-1, has been able to get that one going.
That's what we need to see. Find a target. Go in. If you get it, good for you. If you don't, go farm again. There can't be these wishy-washy opportunities. I mean, at 30 minutes when you're fighting for Fire Giant, that's when you're wanting to hide in the jungle like a stalking tiger looking for prey. Right now, it's about farm. It's who can get biggest the fastest. And right now, despite the fact that Wolfie is getting these kills and setting up these opportunities, he's still slightly behind.
Yeah, he definitely is slightly behind Unique, who... Honestly, Unique is a very good farmer, and Najah should be trying to farm more than Thor, because Thor should be trying to gank more than Najah, so that trade-off. But on the left-hand side, Samshrew stunned out, taking a lot of damage, and with Valkyrie's discretion, this should be a kill.
Ooh, almost dodged it. A little bit slow, though. You can see Samshrew has boots, but not really enough movement. There's no cooldown yet. Wasn't going to get the Sentinel back. I'm very surprised to see him go into the pen boots in this lane, considering how much contention there's going to be. I mean, definitely the damage is big. I mean, the damage is huge, but when you're technically an ADC or a hunter, maybe it's a little bit more beneficial to go cooldown, especially when you know that Wolfie is going to be waiting for you.
Well, we'll see what does end up happening. I mean, generally you see the Chronos Pendant,
right.
But there's also the blue buff in the area, so I think it is a bit of a hard decision. Penetration boots definitely better for early pressure,
yes.
But Samshrew's not about early pressure right now.
No, that's true. He is getting pretty shoved down. I mean, he's 0-2 right now, not really having a strong opening. 4,300 gold puts him very close to bottom.
Yeah, very, very dangerously close. Left mid camp will be spawning relatively soon. Unique and Whirlwind are in the area. I don't think they'll be contesting. On the left-hand side, Wubba is getting forced back a little bit, but he's not too worried either. Left mid camp should go to Thurst.
When I think of Thurst, I almost think of old Snipe. The Snipe that was built of just ranked players. Players that
Sure.
nobody at home knew because they weren't entering tournaments. They were just playing in ranked. And I think this is what spells Thirst to me. And I'm going to make a prediction here that they're going to start to fall down in maybe the next 8 to 10 minutes. Is despite the fact that they have a lead right now, they're going to throw it. Because to me, what they're doing is they're doing a rank strategy of I'm going to try to get big in the laning phase, and it's not going to work. Their team fight presence has been slow. Even in engagements they should win very quickly, it's taking them longer because the synergy's not there. It doesn't look like they're calling shots. Comparatively to the Chunks, who should be behind by 2,000 gold at this point, they're down by 900. That kind of pressure is really strong. And when Samshrew is on a character like...
Whirlwind in the middle lane. Big gank coming through from that, and it could be the Gold Fury now returning back to the field is Aurora. And, you know, you're right, it doesn't look like they're calling shots, but that also might not be... That might just be people not listening as well.
That's true, but hey, you know, that goes back to ranked. Here comes Aurora, super speed jumping in there. El Brochacho gets up into the air just barely. That is a decoy, but they reset the Gold Fury. Thor's going to come through, gets a big slap, using a lot of ultimates right there just on the support, kind of hoping that they're not going to have that hand 3, but at the same time, we're looking at Brochacho. He doesn't have it either. They can still lose this Gold Fury.
Yeah, and on the right-hand side, they're losing a little bit more as, well, split pushing is Cyclone Spin, and even if he doesn't get this tower, he's gotten a lot of farm for free, whereas Osmos just participated in a kill that was split 5 ways. Overall, it's decent experience for the team, but as an individual, it's not that good.
Don't sack for it. It's not worth it. Don't sack for it. It's not worth it. It looks like he's going to go down here. Archers are probably going to kill him before he even gets up, yeah. Well, my issue with things like this is you just gained 1,500, right? That's awesome. But by dying, you also gave away 400.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, 300 at minimum right there, so that's going to hurt them. If they can face the Gold Fury now, it's going to be up to... Oh, beautiful banish. Wubba saving the day.
Yeah, Wubba and El Brochacho here. They're going to get some decent damage onto Aurora. But, oh, El Brochacho in a lot of trouble.
See ya.
And that's going to confirm the kill. That's a very nice usage of Windfire Wills, just stopping any opportunity from El Brochacho at all. Now, granted, it was on cooldown, but he wouldn't have had the chance to use it.
My issue there is Brochacho actually just bought hand 3. He wasn't a kill target to me. He's not doing damage. He doesn't have steal potential. If that was me, I would have focused everything on Wubba. If Wubba has an Aegis right now, which means he cannot use that to break the Sash combo.
Sure. Yeah, very true, but either way, Fat Chunks are just sort of sitting back and playing a little bit more defensively right now. They're farming up the Rom, who's honestly building up very quickly, and that's definitely good for them. They've also got a Heartseeker Najah, so stacks will be coming through very soon, but currently not sitting on any.
I see the Heartseeker to me, I get it. The damage is great. You're getting some extra movement speed, which is decent, but this means that you're not going to have the ring.
Yeah.
Jotuns gives you more rings, which makes you more present in team fights. He's going to delay his Deathbringer by that much longer, which means his ultimate, if it does hit, it's not going to do as much damage. The damage that you get from the Heartseeker is not going to equate to the damage that the Deathbringer gives you in your ultimate. It's not even close.
Yeah, well, and especially with the penetration. But hold on a second. Aurora taken down really quick by Jayco. The Gold Fury finally seems to be going the way of Thurst, but they're going to reset it.
Chasing kills again, playing ranked. You know, this is one of the reasons that I think we've seen Thurst not do so well throughout the entirety of the SPL. Right here, they're probably not going to lose it. It's almost guaranteed they're not going to lose it. In fact, they do get it, but they could have got that 10 seconds ago. Yeah. And then been in a much better position. They're not going to lose anyone, and if they do, they'll lose maybe
Wolfie
one person.
Could be in a lot of trouble on the left-hand side. Able to get out with Mjolnir's attunement because Thor, when he wants to get... Cyclone Spin from behind. Now Osmos could be in trouble as well. Will be slowed just by the first hit, so it's not that much, but Crush and one more hit of the Astral Arrows. He is going to die, Samshrew or not.
See, that was it. They chased kills. All they had to do is get the Gold Fury and get out. Now, they got the Gold Fury, but just like Cyclone Spin got the tower before, they traded for it. It makes it less worth. So in the end, despite the fact that they get the Gold Fury, despite the fact that they're ahead by 5 kills, experience and gold are both within 200-300.
Yeah, the gold actually completely turned around from that Gold Fury play. It's a 1,500 payback by Chunks.
Look at this. Chunks is 700 in the lead now after losing the
Gold Fury. Chacho really quickly getting bursted down. Samshrew finding another kill there. Currently sitting 2-2 and 1. Inner tower probably not going to go down here. A little bit too early to push that, but Thurst are definitely losing control of this game very quickly.
You know, I would have liked to see Jayco go Agni here. I think
Okay.
he's playing Agni right now. He's constantly in the back line throwing 1 or 2 shots, trying to get out. Agni would have done that better and more safely. The only thing is we've seen 1 good circle of protection so far, and it didn't really equate to as much as they would have liked because they still reset the Gold Fury in that engagement.
Yeah, there was another one that actually came out as the Earthshaker came in and mitigated it.
Okay.
But then they didn't play it properly and they chased the kills and died. So not really working out there. I mean, at the same time, fat chunks are very hard to deal with holistically because how do you play against all this weird stuff that you're not really sure what it does? Like, Rom solo lane, yeah, it's a hunter, but he's in a role where there's not usually a hunter, so he's coming from different directions, rotating at different times, and it feels like the chunks play in such a way that their opponents can't really predict their actions because they're playing by the seat of their pants.
I'm looking at Osmos right now. He's doing 3-1-2 right now, which is great, but he just got his Warlocks online. By the time he finishes this and commits to a team fight, it's going to be really late in the game to the point where a lot of penetration is going to be online and a lot of damage. It's going to be hard for him to really stay alive, though I do love the Warlock Sash against Scylla. It really hurts the I'm a Monster play.
Yeah, it definitely can, and staying alive on Jonqui is very, very important, but Whirlwind over here in the middle lane, just popping a Mag Bomb over the wall, actually backfires into a Spirit Ball. That is so unfortunate.
You can just hear it in your head. It's like, damn it, did I get it?
Man,
I hate this
I
character.
hate when that happens.
Pressure into the mid lane. Looks like they're going to be able to take this one away. Brochacho, Jaco, and Wolfie grouped up right now, and there's kind of a grouping as well for the chunks as you're going to see Cyclone. No, Cyclone's going back to lane, which means there is an advantage here. Wolfie getting hit by the meatball, though, stops the double tap potential.
Yeah, and it's going to actually just knock him back enough that he can't
beads.
even teleport through. Yeah, beads used from the Spirit Ball there. Thought he was in trouble, and I believe those are... Okay, those are rank 3 beads, so it's not that big of a loss at this point in the game. Should be up before anything else happens.
90 seconds could hurt, though. They could have baited a little bit while longer.
Yeah.
That, to me, I think Herwin's getting a little bit nervous. He's starting to panic. I don't think he recognizes the fact that his team is actually in the lead despite being down in kills.
Yeah, which is definitely a little bit of a strange thing. Now, granted, it's not a huge lead. 700 gold at 16 minutes is really very little, and you want to then look at where the lead itself actually is, right? Like, you've got over 1,000 gold on the Rom versus the Freya, which is very nice. The Isis versus the Vulcan, however, well, that's in favor of Jaco.
Yes. Jaco right now is doing just a great job. You know, Isis is not a character that does very well in the
Yeah.
SPL. We have a very low win percent. She doesn't really hold her own all that well. And right now, he's fearlessly looking down the barrel at 3 people, and he's not really backing off. He throws the Spirit Ball from max range. You know, he forces out a shield right there, and he'll be able to clear safely. Now, granted, he is stuck under the tower, but this is allowing the rest of his lanes to back, allows the support to get his footing. What I'm looking at here is the fact that Brochacho has 2 less deaths and 3 more assists than Aurora, and yet is still only ahead by 100 gold.
Yeah, that definitely should be a little bit more, but Aurora is very good at farming while roaming, and I think a big part of that is he just shamelessly takes gold from Whirlwind.
Well, to the same point, though, Herwin's keeping himself in the game. You're seeing him at 7,700. We're looking at Jaco still 81, but at the same time, Herwin's not going to need the same amount of gold that Scylla will. Scylla just starts to scale out of control, and seeing her at 8,200 right now is going to put that team on blast. It's going to force almost a Beats tax or Aegis tax. Oh, Aurora with a big swing right there, and Jaco goes down.
Yeah, now El Brochacho in a little bit of trouble. The recall thing is coming through. Wolfie gonna try and find Aurora and will be able to wall him off, but able to back off. And now Wolfie under tower will be able to get out. Rotation from Wubba as well. A little bit of a reset here, but still 5 members of the chunks in the area of the middle lane, looking at the middle tower. And with the recalls forced from Thurst, this structure is gonna go down.
Jaco got completely picked off there. Perfect Earthshaker. That's the trust. You know, we talk about the chunks.
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about, you know, who they think is best and things like that. I have always looked at this team as the Aurora and Whirlwind show. And right there, that was the trust that makes these two such a deadly combo. He threw that Earthshaker before that Geb ult came out.
Yeah.
Geb walked in and says, I know what you're doing, buddy. I got you. Gets it. Fat Chunks off that will not only take the tier 1, but the Gold Fury, extending their lead massively to 3,000 gold.
Yeah, they're also going to be able to force out of Valkyrie's discretion Brochacho in the front line, but he's not going to be able to do too much. His team's not in follow-up, so he's just sort of pushing back the chunks.
What is this guy doing?
Could get a little bit out of position here. He'll be okay for now. Just take some unnecessary damage. Jaco on the right-hand side could have a decent flank, but he doesn't have his ultimate.
Rip.
And now Brochacho... Oh, Wolfie, wow.
Oh, more damage coming through, but Chacho's very low right now. He's going to be saved, it looks like, but the Windfire Wheel is going to bring someone up and bring someone right back down. Wubba gets erased. Osmos gets turned on as well. A lot of damage coming through. Cyclone gets stopped there. That Crush was thrown directly into the wall. What in the world?
Yeah, Cyclone Spin now going up in the air, looking for Jacob. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. Beautiful. He should be a hunter. Anyway, Samshrew is going to Sentinel into the tower, not quite finding the auto attacks, but gets the last one to get the kill. And it's now 12-10 deicide in favor of the Chunks. They're currently sitting up 5,000 gold, 8,500 experience, 19 minutes and 40 seconds in. They have control.
Are they going for Fire Giant? The rest of the team lagging behind. I thought we were going to see a tier 2, maybe a mid-tier 2. They had time for 3,000 gold. It looks like they're going to go for this. I don't like that a Unique has started this. He doesn't have the damage potential alone. He's going to force the lava way too early. Wolfie has counterplay potential here if he can get there fast enough. Samshrew went back, spent too much time at the base. Wolfie doesn't know they're doing Fire Giant. I hate being a caster. It's like when you know something in a movie, like in a scary movie, like, dude, he's behind you. Like, just turn
they're at
around.
The Fire Giant.
Oh.
They see FG get taken, and they know it's over.
Jeez.
Thurst are going to throw in the towel. 20 minutes in, 12 kills to 10. Fat Chunks going to land with that 4-0 record through the wild card up against Dignitas. And going up against Snipe, it's going to be the Rambozos.
That's right. North American contention for Worlds is almost over. We have one more tournament to go through before January to see what North America is going to come with. Remember, guys, we have a lot of storylines going through. Not only just, Snipe and the Rambozos is going to be big. Snipe's going to go up against Cog, which is a huge rematch coming back from the launch tournament. But I think the game to watch for me is Dig and Chunks. I don't know if either team is strong enough to beat Cog Red, but any man can beat any other man on any given day at any given thing, right? It can happen. But we have seen so many times that Chunks has either beaten Dignitas or given up enough contention to make the game strong. This could be good.
Well, and Chunks' hallmark is their unconventional style, especially in the Hunter role. We're going to take a look at Samshrew's Scylla play in the last team fight of that game.
So Samshrew has been the target of a lot of criticism here, going unconventional, but this is a character that I think I love in this lane. And check this out. Wolfie's going to get greedy, but watch the Sikkim that comes through. This Sikkim is really what makes this play. He doesn't care about what's going on. He's like, I'm just going to farm. Someone call things out. The 180 no-scope Sikkim to I'm a Monster, picking it up, and then the huge damage to Bro Chacho as well, ensuring that he's forced out immediately, allowing them to switch to the back line and getting Scylla into a great spot.
Yeah, good positioning from Samshrew, just playing conservatively, avoiding the recall demons, and just staying out of range of Jean
Suspect
play.
Crush.
Crush not going to connect there, just trying to zone out, but Herwin's got the kill locked down. Now Jaco, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit from Cyclone Spin. Samshrew now needs to use his skills as an ADC. He's going to dash in, cover the option here, and with that Sikkim, we'll find the kill.
I really like the way that they played that in that fight. Except for the one Crush, he threw it into the wall. I think he got a little bit panicky, but it looks like Samshrew plays better under pressure. In that, like, I need to be twitchy. I need to go fast. Whenever he has to, like, sit and make decisions and think about it, he panics and, like, crumbles. But right there, Wolfie rushes him down. Just, gotcha. Blew up. That entire fight started. Yeah, exactly. That entire fight started and ended on that Sikkim.
It really did. And Fat Chunks 4-0, as we mentioned before. The Rambozos in second place, 2-2, and Thurst 0-4. Their total record something like 1-23.
24, I think.
Yeah. Either way, they have not won in a while.
They did lose once to 5 a.m. So the series is 124, actually winning the first game of the season, and
that one game,
24 straight losses. That's gotta hurt. If I was a betting man, and I am, I don't think that we're going to be seeing the same roster going into season 2.
I would bet the same thing, but either way, Fat Chunks will see them land along with the Rambozos. So stay tuned for the wild card tomorrow from Europe. We're going to see another 4 great teams. SK Gaming, Team Coast trying to bring it back with their updated roster. Aquila, a cognitive team, formerly Agilitas, and Potato Boys.
That's right. I'm excited to see Durgius. I want to see that Kabrakan.
Yeah.
All I want to see is Kabrakan. He beats Geb. Like he just does.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good. Please play him.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned for some more Smite action on twitch.tv/SmiteGame.